And I know we have many problems that we face in our country today, and there are a lot of different solutions that are required to those, but I can tell you as the father of two young daughters, I certainly know one thing that would help across the board, and that is to elect more women to office, without question. It's not my daughters, because my wife would kill me if they go into politics too. It is a privilege for me to be here tonight to serve as a presenter for the National Association of Women's Susan B. Anthony Award to an extraordinary individual, Natasha S. Alexenko. It took almost 15 years for Natasha to get justice. At the young age of 19, Natasha was raped and robbed at gunpoint in New York City. Her roommate convinced her to seek medical attention, and she submitted to a lengthy rape kit collection process in the hopes of finding her attacker. But because of a citywide backlog, critical evidence contained in this kit sat on a shelf, collecting dust alongside thousands of others. Instead of being immediately tested and entered into a national database that would help identify her attacker. While she hoped for justice, Natasha summoned the strength and the courage to move on with her life. A decade later, when New York City worked to clear the backlog, Natasha's kit was tested, and ultimately her assailant faced trial and was convicted. Natasha has taken her experience and transformed it into action to help others. She's emerged as an activist and an educator dedicated to making sure that the 400,000 estimated untested kits throughout our country get tested. She founded a nonprofit organization called Natasha's Justice Project in order to do just that. And as she says very passionately, each rape kit represents a person. Not a number or a box sitting on a shelf, but an actual human being. As a result of her efforts, thousands of survivors will not have to wait for justice as she did, and countless other crimes will ultimately be prevented. And so I'm here tonight to say thank you to Natasha. And I think that last point is critically important. Justice, but also because of her courage and her willingness to step forward and do extraordinary things on this issue, countless other crimes, the most horrible crimes, have been prevented and will be prevented in the future. And that is absolutely amazing. And so tonight, I am proud, Natasha, to serve as your presenter, even prouder to serve as your county executive, and honored to be here with the National Organization for Women to present you with the Susan B. Anthony Award. Thank you.
Wow, how do I follow that up? He's just amazing. And I'm just in a room, and I can't help but feel humbled. And that's really the best way to describe it. It's so humbling and such an honor to be among all of you here. And I have to say, serendipity is an amazing thing. I'm seated next to Ms. Bashford, who is, of course, head of the Sex Crimes Unit. and a part of my case. And if it weren't for the dedication of Martha and her team, the man that raped, robbed, and sodomized me would still be roaming the streets today, hurting victims further. And I truly attribute everything I've become to them. And I really believe altruism is contagious. And I'll never forget the moment standing in front of the courthouse after Victor Rondon had been sentenced to prison till 2057, turning to Melissa Morges, who had just finished prosecuting the case, and saying, what can I do? What can I do? Now, how do I take my story and help others so I'm not the anomaly? And I'll never forget, I was told, could you just come out as a sexual assault survivor? It's such an underreported crime. It would really be a great help if you could take some of the stigma away and come forward. So here I am, a survivor of sexual assault, a survivor of the rape kit backlog, a woman, a friend, and now someone who is involved in a nonprofit that I'm very honored to be a part of. And I just have to thank everyone in this room, because truly there's a great African proverb that says, if you want to go quickly, walk alone. If you want to go far, walk together. And in order for any of us to accomplish this, we just saw from that amazing video from now, I mean, the only way we can do this is by working with one another. And this journey that we're about to undertake requires each of us to continue to persevere, to continue to move forward, and to continue to have our families support us. And I'm just so grateful, honored, and humbled to be here. Thank you, and especially thank you to my family who came here today and supported me and continues to give me strength when I have those bad days. And thank you now for giving me the courage and the voice. I wouldn't be here if it weren't for all of your efforts throughout the years. I'm honored and humbled. Thank you so much.